6 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And I do have to chime in. I didn't do a point of order, but I have to chime in. I'm certainly join the others that are disappointed in this meeting being called with little notice and totally at the discretion of the chair. And during a very rare constituency week when all of our schedules were completely full, jam-packed, and when we should be spending this last week before the summer break engaging with our constituents. All this to start a study that we could easily start in Ottawa. The committee agreed to study this, even though it's already been studied at Canada-China Committee. And in fact, it's just wrapped up. Why today and why during a constituency week? So I share those frustrations. Now, I've seen meetings called during non-sitting weeks before. Sure, 1064s happen all the time. Emergency meetings, for current topics that just can't wait. But this study today is based on something that happened in 2020 and was just studied by another committee. And, Mr. Chair, we're committing to studying it as well. So my personal opinion is more pressing might be the recent news story on Conservatives spending over $400,000 in taxpayer money during their political conventions. Maybe that's the emergency that we should be talking about today. Maybe we should be seeking unanimous consent today to have a study on that.
Hang on, Mr. Fisher. We have a point of order from Mr. Brock. I did stop your time.
Purpose of this committee and all committees that I have the privilege of sitting on is not an open license. It's just to go about and rant and express your frustration. Does he actually have a question? Does he actually
That's a wild statement coming from you, Larry.
So, Mr.
Are you being serious right now?
Point of order.
Yes, Ms. Khalid, I am being serious.
Listen, we're going to stop.
Then I would encourage you to also
Khalid,
do the same.
Through the chair, please. So, Mr. Brock, I appreciate your point of order. As you know, I do give a lot of latitude on this committee for discussion. I expect that Mr. Fisher is going to bring it back to the relevant topic at hand, as I expect all members to. So, and I'm just going to stop everybody right here. That I don't, we talked about the issue with the interpreters earlier. When everybody is screaming over Zoom, that doesn't help to prevent the injury to the interpreters. So I'm going to ask, if not any respect at all, at least have some for the interpreters, because I will work with audio to cut off members to avoid injury to the interpreters. So, Mr. Fisher, you have 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So what I would say, though, this isn't how a well-functioning committee should work. You've told members in the past that you would consult and you discuss with them before doing things like this and moving in this direction. So, Mr. Chair, I would strongly and respectfully suggest that you find some time on Tuesday to allow the committee to come up with and decide on a work plan for the rest of the year. I think that would be something that would be very beneficial for us. And for those reasons and more, I move that the meeting now be adjourned.
Team cover up. Here they come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I missed that. What did
he moved to adjourn. Oh. He moved to cover up the failure to release the Winnipeg Lab documents.
So Mr. Fisher has moved to adjourn the meeting. And by his request, he's asked that this meeting not continue, in spite of the fact that we have witnesses here. It's a
Chair, I don't think that a commentary on your part is appropriate, Chair.
I'm explaining again, Ms. Khalid. We went through this last time this happened. For those who are watching, Mr. Fisher has moved to adjourn this meeting to stop the meeting from proceeding. It is a dilatory motion, which means that it is non-debatable. And so I have an obligation as chair to go to the clerk and ask, I don't think we have consensus, to ask for a recorded division. So, Madam Clerk, please, recorded division.
The vote is on a motion from Mr. Fisher to adjourn the meeting. Mr. Baines.
Yes.
Ms. Lambropoulos.
Yes.
Mr. Fisher.
Yes.
Ms. Hefner.
In favor.
Ms. Khalid.
Yes.
Mr. Barrett.
Voting against the cover-up.
Mr. Brock.
Absolutely no to this ongoing and persistent.
Chair, that's absolutely inappropriate. Absolutely inappropriate, Chair.
You just need a simple yes or no, please. Thank you.
Mr. Kirk.
I vote against.
Monsieur Villemur. Monsieur Villemur. Oh. OK, Mr. Villemur appears to be frozen on Zoom. Il a l'air d'être gelé dans Zoom. On va passer au prochain qui est Monsieur Green.
Je vote pour.
I can try. I don't know if Mr. Villemur can hear me or not. If not,
I would prefer that we wait for Mr. Villemur to reconnect. It may not make a difference on the vote, but out of respect for Mr. Villemur.
Do you want to suspend on the vote?
We don't know because he's actually literally frozen on Zoom. So. So, is he trying to reconnect?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll give it a minute. No. Until we reconnect with Monsieur Villemur, I am going to, now he's disappeared off the screen. I believe he's trying to reconnect. I'm going to suspend for a minute until we get back.
With all due respect, Mr. Chair, you can't suspend when if a member is out of the room. It's exactly the same as if he's offline.
Point of order.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm going to consult the clerk on that one because it's the first time I've dealt with anything like that. Mr. Fisher, stand by. Just for the record, we're not, I don't believe we're suspended at this point, but we're not. Oh, Monsieur Villemur est là.
I am back.
On attend pour.
Mr. Villemur, we were waiting for you for your vote. Madam Clerk?
Donc, Monsieur Villemur, on va remettre.
Mr. Villemur, we're going to give you the context. The motion was Mr. Fisher's motion to adjourn the meeting. We were voting, and we weren't able to have your vote because you experienced technical difficulties. I vote against.
Donc, yeas 6, nays 4, oui 6, non 4.
Okay, so the motion to adjourn the meeting has been approved, and I have no other obligation as the chair but to adjourn the meeting.